is tradition among the native people of the Pacific Northwest to extend a hand of friendship to visiting brothers and sisters, to share the precious gifts provided by nature, and to reach out and promote understanding among all people.
When honored visitors come here, they are welcomed with warmth and celebration.
The affiliated tribes of the Northwest Indians welcome you to the 58th Annual Meeting of National Congress of American Indians.
For our wealth isn't known by what we have, but by what we give. It's a great honor and a privilege to welcome all of the tribes from the United States, from Canada, from across all of Native America to Spokane.
I'd just like to say welcome to all the attendees and all the people who traveled many miles to be here.
Well, we're very proud to welcome people to the Northwest because it's a unique part of the country. We're proud of the tribes that we represent, and we appreciate everyone coming here today.
As a people, we have always, in our families and in our tribes and in our bands, we have historically come together to share with one another. And by doing that, we've learned that, it's through our hospitality and that of giving and sharing with one another that we come to understand who we are as a people. But we also come to understand how we belong here in this universe and in this world and on this land where we all live.
I think the Nez Perce tribe, going clear back to the Lewis and Clark expedition when they first came into the Northwest, that without the help of the Nez Perce tribe, they probably would have perished. And I think by learning from our elders and passing that on to our youth, that hospitality has always been important to the Indian people in making anyone that comes in contact with us feel welcome.
Hospitality is a value I think that Indian country shares nationally. It's been handed down from generation to generation, and as Indian people carrying on our traditions, it just comes natural to us.
We each have a whole different set of values, of cultural ways, of traditions, and it's our opportunity to exhibit those traditional ways with our brothers and sisters across the nation and share our way of life for a few brief days.
And I want to welcome all the delegates from across the United States here to the Pacific Northwest.
We welcome you. You have honored us by being here with us. This is an area in which we've had great leadership for our country, leaders that fought and provided a foundation for all of our people.
I think the founders of NCAI years ago saw the importance on the need for tribes across this country to come together for a common purpose.
And I must compliment those who have continued to do this and have gotten us to where we are.
We welcome you!
Northwest Indian veterans welcome you.
It's important that you've gathered here today as members of various tribes across the country because there is a need for us to be united since our needs are common. And gathering together allows us to exchange knowledge, and knowledge is critical because it leads to understanding, and it also leads to tolerance.
And I think that's where we find our strength is working through those differences that we all have, but also recognizing the uniquenesses that tribes have and that we need to be able to come together and respect that diversity and understand that diversity and be able to communicate it on any issues that we are coming to address here.
Tribes across this nation face many different challenges, and I've found that throughout the years of my attendance at NCAI, that learning from other people across this country is one way to face those issues.
And it's the largest Indian organization that assists tribes in getting legislation through and being part of a big network of tribes to gain support and offer support to each other.
By having the National Congress of American Indians meetings, communications, and dialogues, we're able to look at that national perspective.
Everything from sovereignty, treaty rights, to the things that affect our community, the health, the education, housing needs, infrastructure, economic development, all those issues that are important to advancing self-determination, self-governance, and self-sufficiency that's important for our people. And this is the opportunity that we gather together to discuss these issues and formulate positions that we will advance to the American political system.
It is very important that tribes be together to make good federal policy to benefit Indian tribes across the United States.
Therefore, it's a great opportunity, and it allows us to see each other again as relatives. We belong to one nation, and we belong to each other. And together we can achieve what seems to be impossible, but if our sights are high and we're doing it together, it can happen.
We all share the common need, and one of the common denominators is sovereignty, and we need to address that and embrace unity. We ought to go forth hand in hand.
The work that we do here at NCAI is very important, not only today, but for future generations.
This is a land of our children, children who dream of a future in which traditional values and strengths support our chosen careers.
A place that seems huge at first.
We welcome you.
Our children, our elders, indeed all of our peoples need us to react and to have vision as we strive to protect our homelands, as we strive to protect the way of life and carry out the responsibilities that were handed down to us by our forefathers.
As we extend our hand in greeting and handshake, we will continue to come together wherever we greet one another to work on those common issues and goals that we have so we can become self-sufficient and self-reliant tribes, and we can have communities that are also self-reliant, and we can continue the healing that we've been working on in our own journeys wherever we may be in creating a positive vision for our families, but also creating healthy visions for our children and our families back home.
We open our arms to welcome you, delegates and friends of the National Congress of American Indians, and remind you to love this land as our ancestors have taught us to do. This is a land of mountains, rivers, valleys, plains, forests, and ocean waters, a land of canoes and horses, and the home of the fish and wildlife that have always sustained us. For their sake, we welcome you.
One of the great lessons to be learned that we are our own best friends. There comes a time when you need to carry the burdens ourselves and together to trust and realize that each other, encouraging each other, we can proceed and achieve greater things together than we can individually.
So as we come together in sharing this spirit with one another, I would ask that we all, again, extend that hospitality back into our communities, but with our non-Indian brothers and sisters as well.
In a Tlingit world, when we meet each other and we try to encourage each other, we say, have courage.
I thank you for being here. Yoko Kolo. Imakaskitse ayo. Lemlem. Lamlem. Thank you.
The survival of our fellow creatures, the happiness of our children, the health of our elders, and the success of our leaders all depend on our ability to unite to protect them. This is the task before us. It is the challenge of the affiliated tribes of Northwest Indians and of the National Congress of American Indians.
We welcome you to the great Northwest.